Getting young players starting off hitting is just insanely vital because it's so easy for a younger player to learn bad habits. And what I wanted to do in today's lesson is go over just absolute basics. I got an email from a parent who had to take over a hitting job with young players where he had to be the hitting coach, and he doesn't know a whole lot about hitting, never played baseball. So, what I'm going to put together here is the absolute basics. If you're just getting started, just whatever age your player is, let's start with these three basic things. And that is, first and foremost, we're going to most players are going to start off hitting some balls off of a tee. The first thing we're going to do is just basically keep our feet square to home plate, just a straight line. So it's always good to either draw a line in the dirt, have a line, make sure the feet are square. What I do in a lot of my lessons is I have all my players, anywhere from pure beginners to actual MLB players that I work with, put their toes on the line. Doesn't matter if they're starting or they already have massive success in professional baseball. Having square feet is a beautiful place to start, and using toes on the line is just an absolute perfect way to make sure the feet are square. So what we're going to do is we're going to make sure the feet are square. The second thing is we're going to make sure that the players are hitting balls with line drives or hard ground balls. Most young players really, really want to hit the ball into the air, hit home runs, and you'll see them kind of get up and make these swings, and they develop a really, really bad uppercut, dropping the shoulder habit. And so what we can do is we can make sure that we're hitting more line drives or hard ground balls. So nice feet square, making sure these balls are being hit with nice line drives. And if they're not hitting line drives, you can start playing some games with them, giving some points or something like that for line drive, and then losing points for hitting the ball in the air. It's a perfect way to start building some good habits early on. Now, the third one is probably the most vital, especially for young players just starting out. That is maintaining balance in the swing. I'm sure you've seen it all the time. Young players will go in, they'll make swings, and they'll be falling all over the place, over swinging. Making sure you're balanced in the swing is going to allow the player to be aggressive. It's going to allow them to swing hard, but under control, and start learning really good motor patterns for staying balanced. So we're going to have the feet square. We're going to make sure we're hitting line drives or nice hard ground balls, especially off the tee. And then we're going to make sure that we hold our finish. And what I want you to do is I want you to do a 1-1,000, 2-1,000 count. So this is a great drill. So you can have your player come in, feet square. Let's hit a line drive. No matter what happens, we're going to hold our finish for 1-1,000, 2-1,000. Now, we do those three things, and your players are going to have a much better job at starting building good habits. Obviously, there's mechanics and things that you can work on, but if you stick to these basic things, especially starting out, they're going to have such a much better springboard for future hitting opportunities, future hitting mechanics, learning more things. They're not going to build bad habits trying to lift the ball, uppercutting, and you'll be very surprised with these three things how good the swing can be just by getting a little bit of practice holding that finish and hitting the line drives. So one more time, just so we have a very clear idea of what we're trying to do here, is we're going to make sure those feet are square. We're going to make sure that we're keeping our trajectory low, line drives, and we're going to hold our finish 1-1,000, 2-1,000. Now there we go. So we have those three checkpoints. We hold our finish. We're going to have a beautiful springboard into hitting. Now, obviously, there's a lot more mechanics. There's a lot more involved into hitting. And that's exactly the kind of things we go over in the Pro Speed hitting system. So I highly recommend you check that out. And I've actually got a great bonus for you. I'm going to play a preview of one of our all access lessons at the end of this video, so you can kind of see what we've got going on in that Pro Speed hitting system that's helped so many hitters develop an efficient swing at any level. So I highly recommend you checking that out. You can see that by clicking on the iCard that pops up in the preview. If you don't see that iCard, that's fine. You can click on the link that's in the description below. You can see that video absolutely free, and we'll see you here in that all access lesson. If you want to hit great, you have to get into the proper bat lag position. Why is the reason we want this is because it allows us to maximize our bat speed. So our bat cannot get to its highest speed until it gets 90 degrees to our spine. So if my spine is straight up and down, when this bat gets 90 degrees to my spine, that's when it can reach its maximum velocity. Everything in motion is going to seek 90 degrees to its axis when it maximizes its speed. If the bat we need to somewhere in this area soon enough, we can now get into the proper bat lag position to release the bat. An improper bat lag position would be above the most common mistake, where the bat gets up too high, then it tries to get into the position, and by that time, it's just too late. So how do we train this position? Well, I've got a beautiful drill that's going to show you exactly how to start getting into this transition position. And it's going to be just as simple as understanding the extension of the bat.